like, he made a bunch of really awesome jokes, and it made it not. That really just happened. God damn it. Alright, so I'm back, and I've got an exciting new accent that I'm going to be using from now on, and I'm going to try to talk like really fast when I'm using it, and it's sort of an effort to hide like where exactly it's from. Like, you can't tell if it's like necessarily from the UK or if it's Australian, or if it is from the UK, like what part of the UK. It's like you could sort of hypothesize where you think it might be from, but you're not 100% positive. But either way, it sounds really cool and it's kind of intriguing. And people are like, "Ooh, he's got an accent and he talks real fast and he talks about drama." And I'm gonna be a drama channel from now on. That's all I'm gonna talk about, because that's the only thing that people want to hear or watch or see or whatever. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. Just a little bit, but all the time. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm totally kidding, and that was so much fun. But seriously, yeah, this is all drama all the time now, and you're gonna love it, and you're gonna watch every video, and you're gonna share the videos, and you're gonna tell your friends, and you're gonna be like, this crazy, really boring, depressing, mildly unattractive. Okay, let's be real, incredibly unattractive guy. Is making these really crappy videos, and like you need to watch it and see what a train wreck this guy is, because who doesn't love a good train wreck? um, anyway, train wrecks are real bad. I don't If you love train wrecks, you're a sick person, because people get harmed and injured and dead from train wrecks, and there's lots of property damage, and I'm sure it's incredibly expensive. And who pays for that? Huh? Anyway, so this video is that I don't know what all that was. I'm sorry for that. I apologize. I am in a weird mood. I've had a weird day. I've had a weird couple of days. But, you know, on moving forward now, I would like to start, you know, DIY, digging into YouTube. I'm a bit late to the game. I've known who Shane Dawson is for a while. I mean, who hasn't? But I never really like got into him or like watched his stuff very much. You know, I saw a couple older videos a while back. You know, I didn't like subscribe or like really watch him a lot or anything. But you know, it was all right. Um, but as of recently, um, I have found his videos to be like the pinnacle of what YouTube creators should be aspiring to. I mean, no offense to any other original creators that are making awesome content. If you're making awesome content, that's great, and keep doing it. And you don't have to be like anybody else. But in the same respect, Shane Dawson's content has come a long way, and it captures everything. It has, you know, some drama, it has humor, it's inspiring. I mean, it keeps your attention. Like, there are very few content creators that I can sit back. I see, you know, we'll post a 45-minute, maybe hour-long video, and I'm like, oh god, I can't sit through this whole thing. Sometimes, I mean, I have trouble with like a 20-minute video. But that's me. There are some people out there I know who live for longer videos, because YouTube is like television. And I get it. And sometimes I am that way. But there were two particular series that Shane Dawson just did that I was absolutely in love with. Uh, the 3-part series he did with Bunny, Graveyard Girl, that was beyond amazing. Um, because I feel like I relate to both of them on several different levels. Just as far as like their feelings, their perception of self, like just some of the stuff Shane's gone through, just in his own like personal self awareness and whatnot. I have my own issues that I deal with, and sometimes it is a real struggle. And I make a lot of self-deprecating jokes as a result because that's how I deal with it. The same with Graveyard Girl with Bunny. Um, some of the things she talked about in the video, just it kind of tugged at my heartstrings. I'm like, girl, I've felt like that. I've been that person. I am that misfit. I am that weirdo. I am alone, and it sucks. And it's great that people like us have a platform. Granted, mine is not. I don't really consider it a platform right now because I have like absolutely zero audience reach. No one really knows my channel exists. Um, no other content creators know who I am or care who I am. I mean, there might be one or two, but I mean, they're relatively small. They're probably bigger than me, but you know, um, this is something that I've aspired to do for a really long time. I've had several channels over the past since like 2007, and had I known then what I know now, I would have done YouTube a lot differently. I would have taken it a lot more seriously and I would have put a lot more time and effort into it, and I think my life would probably be a lot different right now. Um, the second series that Shane did that totally got to me and I felt on a very deep level, on a spiritual level as well, was the one with Molly Burke. Um, Molly Burke, if you're not familiar with her, is a blind YouTuber. She suffers from RP. She was diagnosed very early and she lost her sight at 14. I believe she still has like some light perception, but aside from that, she is blind. And there was a part in the series where she had like several different pairs of goggles that simulated different eye diseases and different types of blindness. And one of them was a detached retina or retinal detachment or whatever you want to call it. That messed me up when Garrett was reading the inside of the thing, and he said that because I've been there. I've been blind, and it was from detached retinas, and thank goodness it was not permanent. No offense to blind people, but that was a horrifying experience to me, and my heart truly goes out to anyone who has been through that or is currently living with that. For that to be someone's reality every day, I admire and respect and wholeheartedly just praise you up and down for doing what you do. Molly Burke, wow, she she went through the dark times. As I'm sure hers were probably much longer than mine. Mine were a few days, but what she has risen above and the person she has become as a result, and her perspective on life and her attitude and the way she lives, it takes inspiration to a whole other level, and I absolutely love her content. So watching those series with Bunny and her bringing forth all the things that she's been hiding, you know, and her actually talking about how she feels about her life, about YouTube, about people, just, you know, her own mentality, and, you know, expressing her individuality, uh, and her creativity. Like, it was moving, like deeply moving. And, you know, seeing her growth, I've actually followed her for a long time. I've known who she is for a while, and I've been really impressed with her for a really long time, and I've related to her. And it, you know, it's like it was real. It's like I was watching something that spoke to me. It felt genuine. It felt like something I was connecting with. I felt like I was there. And same with the series with Molly. Like, you know, Shane got real with both of them, and he made it real for the viewer. And I appreciate that so much. And it made it more than just like YouTube content. It made it like an experience. Like, it was better than going to the movies. I'm terrible at talking. I am so awkward when a camera is on, and especially if I don't have anything to go off of, if I'm just going right off the brain, coming straight to you, no script, no planning, anything like that. I am a hot mess. That's what I am doing right now, is hot messing. Okay, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit. We're going to talk about Molly for a minute, and I'm going to talk about my own blindness experience. So I'm at work one day, and suddenly it's like the top field of my vision becomes incredibly blurry. Like, it's weird. It looks like somebody held like some kind of like blurry piece of paper that you could see through, like over my part of my eye. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Well, it started to progress rather rapidly to the point that, like, I went blind in my left eye. Like, I had a little bit of light perception, but it was like very like smoky. Like, everything was real dark, and it was terrifying. Um, so I go get an eye patch, and, you know, I'm at work wearing this eye patch. I'm freaking out. You know, I'm telling my boss, I'm like, I'm blind in my left eye. I don't know. This just happened. This was like sudden. You know, I came to work with 20/20 vision. Everything was fine. Now I'm blind. I don't know. So, you know, my boss was like, you need to go to the hospital. Like, you need to go to the emergency room. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should do that. So I go to the emergency room. You know, they look at my eye. They do a whole bunch of different tests and stuff. They do like a CAT scan. You know, like they're seeing if there's any possibility if like I might have had some sort of mild stroke. Like, they can't figure out what it is. Their ophthalmology, their optical equipment, however you want to say it, whatever the correct word is, was not up to par in comparison to what an actual ophthalmologist has. So you know, I'm there for hours, tons of tests, blood work, all sorts of stuff. They have no idea. Everything looks fine. So they set me up an emergency appointment with an ophthalmologist, and they're like, you need to go now. So they send me to this guy, and I'm in there, and I'm only there for a few minutes, mind you. You know, he sits me in the chair. He's got this big ass thing, all this light, and he's looking. He's like, oh, you know, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, what does that mean? You're gonna have to be a little more specific, doc. And he's like, I just need you to stay right here. Just hang tight. Everything's cool. And I'm like, I don't like the way you said that. So I can hear him clear as day. He's in literally the very next room. The doors are open. I can hear him on the phone. He's like, I just gotta make a phone call real quick. And he's like, yeah, he's here right now. He's like, I know you're about to close. He was like, can you please take him? He's like, I'm gonna send him right now. And I'm like, is he talking about me? And then I hear the words, detached retina. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that sounds terrible, but he's got to be talking about me. So he comes back in and he's like, he starts telling me about his friend, the retinacologist. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. He's like, I need you to go there now, like immediately. And I'm like, all right. So he tells me where it is, how to get there. So I go to the retinacologist guy. So he was cool. He was patient. He waited around. His office was supposed to be closing. But so I go there, and he takes a look at his equipment. He's like, yep, detached retina. Now, I like this guy because he was telling a lot of jokes. He was making very light of the situation. Some of his humor was a little dark, which was really great because I appreciate dark humor, dry humor, sarcastic humor, self-deprecating humor. The darker the better, because I am a twisted and broken individual, and I relate to it on a spiritual level. But so he's like, well, the good news is, I think we can fix you. I think we have the technology. And I'm like, great. I'm like, well, what's the bad news? He's like, well, the bad news is you're not going to have 20/20 vision anymore, but you'll have some vision. I was like, okay, well, I'll take it. And he's like, and we are going to have to take your eye out and wrap a silicone band around it. We'll have to stitch your retina back on, wrap silicone band. I'm like, what? Uh, what? And he's like, so how soon can you be ready for surgery? And in my mind, usually when a doctor says that, they're scheduling you like, a week, 2 weeks, a month out. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to live with being blind in my left eye for a couple of weeks. And I was like, well, how soon do you need me to have surgery? I'm like, you're the one with the medical degree. You're the specialist. You're the one who knows what I need. I don't. I just know I can't see out of this eye, and you're the guy that's going to fix it. I'm like, so when do I need to be ready for surgery? And he goes, yesterday. And I'm like, well, I don't have a time machine. He's like, well, the next best thing is going to be 6 a.m. I'm like, as in like less than 12 hours from now, 6 a.m. And he's like, yes. It's like, all right. Well, sure, I can be here at 6 a.m. then. He's like, great. Well, we'll get you seeing out of that eye again. He's like, now we need to see what's going on with the other eye. And I'm like, well, I'm not blind in the other eye. He's like, is your vision weird or different at all? And then I noticed at the top of my field of vision, there's a little bit of that blur that there was initially in the other eye. And I'm like, oh, shit. And he's like, usually he's like, if it's in one eye, the other eye is going to follow. If they don't do it at the same time, he's like, it happens. He was like, I don't know why, I can't explain it. He's like, but I've seen it time and time and time again. So he looks and he's like, yep. He's like, your retina and that one's starting to detach. He was like, but the good news is, he was like, I can tack that one back in place with a laser. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Let's just tack it back in place with a laser. So then, he did that, a few days after this surgery. But recovery from that was awful. And how I looked after that, in my face, my eyes still don't. I feel like my face changed. I feel like after that surgery, I got uglier. I'm not even sure if that's possible, but if it is, it happened. Because I feel like I'm uglier than I was before the surgery. I didn't feel as ugly prior. And my eye didn't do weird things prior. But I can see somewhat. Although I did, when I was having to renew my driver's license last time, they're giving me the eye test, and I'm looking in the thing, when I have to close my right eye, he's like, so what do you see with the left eye? And all I see is light. I don't see any signs or anything like that. And I'm like, well, there's nothing there. And the guy's like, yes, there is. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, dude, there is nothing there. I'm looking in it. I see the light, but I don't see any signs. So he's kind of puzzled. He gets up. He walks around. Kind of moves me out of the way. Looks down, and he's like, "Son," he's like, "I think you're blind in your left eye." And I'm like, "Well, shit." So apparently, I can still make out shapes and everything's kind of blurry. I didn't really realize until I actually closed my right eye and try to see with just my left eye how fucked my vision actually is. So, but it's not dark. It's just blurry. So, yay for that. But so I can't imagine what it's like for someone who has it worse than that. Well, I mean, I can imagine. But let me rephrase that. I can imagine, but just having to deal with that personally, like, I can't imagine how I would be able to handle it or how I would react. I don't know if I could maintain that same kind of positivity and outlook on life. But then again, I mean, I am also I have bipolar disorder, bipolar 1, and rapid cycling. So I have a hard time dealing with life when things aren't bad at all. Like, I'll freak out for no reason. So there's that. But so Molly has this thing. She did this in the one of the episodes, and I thought it was great. Shane's like, "Ooh, why don't you just describe what you think we look like based off our voices and what you know of us?" And it was great, 'cause she was pretty spot on with everyone except for like Garrett a little bit, but even like the cameraman, like just everything, uh, and it was great. And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And so I started thinking of like, what I wonder, like, what if Molly watched my videos and like she's like with her friend, and she does have a type. I watch her videos. I know she has a type, and I know I'm not it. I personally think she is brilliant and gorgeous and creative and passionate about everything she does, and like, that woman is a catch. Like, she is truly, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm crushing on her, because like, she lives on the other side of the country, and I know I would never stand a chance, so I'm realistic in that perspective. But I think if she ever watched one of my videos uh, and was trying to like guess what I look like based off of my voice, it'd be like she'd have like a friend or one of her friends like watching with her, and they'd be like, "Oh, Mom," she'd be like, "No, no, 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 I've got this. Let me do this." She'd be like, "Okay, he's got blue eyes. They're actually not bad. Kind of wonky, but really pretty. Um, oh, he's got a lot of facial hair. Oh, oh, he's not very attractive. Oh, he's short. Oh, he's short with too much scraggly facial hair, and he's not attractive. Oh, he's kind of got a dad bod. Oh, he doesn't even have kids, but he's got kind of a dad bod. Like, it's not too bad, but oh, I would not want to be pressed up against that. Oh my God. Yeah. Find another YouTube channel." Like, oh, cringe. Okay, so I know I titled this like "YouTube Gets Real" in the thumbnail, but there was a whole other aspect of this that I wanted to get into, because it was kind of like in that vein, and a lot of this is revolving around Shane, but at the same time, I'm trying to address the positive, the inspirationalness of Bunny and Shane and Molly, and what great, amazing people they are, and what incredible content they make, and just what wonderful, genuine people they are, and how much I respect them for what they do, and not giving up, and when life has given them all adversities, they have overcome. They have risen to the challenge, and they have pushed through, and they have come out stronger, better, wiser, more caring, and just incredible people. And that, to me, they all seem, they all have this level of confidence while still displaying an incredible level of humility. And it's just that, to me, is such a beautiful thing in itself, and makes them that much more appealing to watch. Like, I want to collab with all of them. I want to be in their videos. They're all great. And I'm gonna wrap this up and not address the bullshit, the the awful, slanderous, negative bullshit that has recently been coming out as a result of like one or two sources that is just wrong. But yeah, I just want to give a huge like double thumbs up for like moving content, like incredible, phenomenal, emotional, hysterical, unbelievable, wonderful content from these particular three creators, who I hope keep going and keep doing what they're doing, and don't lose sight of their dreams or their personalities. And know that you have motivated and inspired another aspiring YouTuber. And for everyone else, if you like this video, or if you like Bunny and Shane and Molly, subscribe to my video. I mean, not my video, but my channel. Subscribe to my channel, please. You don't have to. I'm not gonna make you. Like, I know my channel is not like all awesome yet or anything, but I'm working on it. I'm trying, and I'm not gonna give up, even though sometimes it's really depressing. I try not to look at analytics, but when I do, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I crawl up in fetal position on the floor, and I turn the lights out, and I listen to Dave Matthews, and like I cry a little bit, and I rub my own blood on my face while I cry, and sometimes I put my thumb on my butt. But anyway, thank you for watching, and if you did, like I said, you have the option to subscribe. It would mean a lot to me personally if you did subscribe. A lot. Thank you. And if you give it a thumbs up, or leave some comments. Tell me if you watched the same videos that I watched and you loved them as much as I did. Let's talk about it. Let's get some conversation going in the comments. And let me know what else you'd like to see from me, or anything you'd like to know. And we can talk. We can chat it up. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Dance for the Devil. That's me on Instagram. And you can follow me on Twitter. Yes, I actually have a Twitter. I know I vowed I would never have a Twitter, but so many YouTubers said it's like essential to have a Twitter if you're a YouTuber. So I want to be a YouTuber, so I did it. And that's at DSBM Misanthrope. That's it's like the word misanthrope, but with DSB in front of it. So DSBM Misanthrope. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.